Welcome to Just Cuz Podcast. I'm Jay.
And this is Katina.
Hey
y'all.
Hey Just Cuz. What you doing? What you been up to?
Hey family.
Well, what you listen to?
Right.
You been talking to? What's
Right.
all of that great stuff. So we are so happy to be back with you this week, guys. March is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Thank the Lord we made it. We at the end of the month. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, amen.
Come on, all of that, okay? All right, y'all. So you already know. Here we come. If you had a birthday, let's go. Tina, if you had a birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And we thank God for you. We thank God you saw another year.
Amen.
We thank God that He loves on you and that He blesses you every day, that you ain't got to really wait for your birthday, that He going to bless you every day. And it is a special shout out to Bishop Victor Glover had a birthday. He is someone that I on Fathers on the Move.
That's
and
awesome.
Then he started Sisters on the Move as well. He just had a birthday. So happy birthday.
Birthday.
I hope you had an amazing time.
And let me go ahead and wish a happy birthday, or rather, he had a birthday. That's my son. My son.
Period.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, nephew, cousin. Happy birthday. He is so dynamic, y'all. I love him. He is like a creative genius. I love him.
Smart. He is smart.
Yeah.
I will say that. Look,
y'all stay tuned.
As a proud parent.
Let me tell you something. Y'all stay tuned because let me tell you, his footprints in the sand is going to blow your mind. Okay?
Wow.
Period.
Amen.
I'm telling you. That's my nephew cousin.
Yeah, it is.
All right, y'all. Tina, let's get into this mood. What we feeling like? What we looking like?
What we feeling like? I feel energized and recharged. I feel energized. I feel recharged. And I believe that this will probably segue into what we talk about a little bit later, but I feel energized. I feel recharged. And when I say recharged, I mean, sometimes when the battery, not sometimes, but we all have to do this. When the phone, the battery starts to deplete, we have to plug it back in and we get it fully charged because there's certain things and functions, you can't use on the phone, like your video and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When that charge is low. And so I feel recharged. I had to go through a season in a space of recharging where you have to sit and you have to wait.
Yeah.
Because, it takes a minute for the recharge to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go through a season of that and maybe even still be sitting in that season, but I feel my power coming back.
Uh-oh.
I feel the energy coming back to me, Jay. I feel recharged.
Period. So, y'all don't know. My mood, I'm always bubbly and I'm always, excited and everything. And that doesn't change. That's something that's consistent for me. However, the way that I feel in my mood is I'm rejoicing.
Amen.
Like I'm rejoicing because I know what's to come. I'm rejoicing and I'm anticipating, right? And so, when you're in that place, when you're excited about something and you know that something is coming, sometimes you can be overwhelmed. You can make yourself really truly overwhelmed because you're trying to really anticipate it and know, try to figure it out and all that stuff when you really don't have any control over it. And so that's kind of where I am, is just really understanding that, you know what, Jay, you have no control over this. All you can do is just sit in the excitement of it.
Right.
But there's nothing else that is needed for you to do because you're not in control.
Right.
And so when I tell you I am completely, totally surrendered and dependent on God, I am.
Come on, speak that.
That's my mood. I am so dependent and so resting in the fact of knowing.
That's awesome.
That the plans are there and they're coming to fruition.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the only way I can explain it.
Well, you explained it well, because I get it.
Thank you, girl.
I get it. That's awesome.
Thank you, child. All right, y'all. Your favorite? My favorite. Oh, it's them nephew pups' favorite. It's everybody's favorite. It's WWYD. What would y'all do? Okay, Tina. This one right here is from Donna.
Okay, Donna.
Donna sound like she drank coffee in the morning.
Right?
Don't she?
Yes, she do.
She sound like she drank coffee in the morning. She might look a good one in America before she leave the house. You know.
Why can I imagine that? As
you know what I'm saying?
So
funny. Donna, look, I ain't trying to stereotype. I'm just saying that's who you sound like.
That is so
but
funny.
Anyway, okay. So this is the opportunity where you guys get to write in. You guys get to say, look, I got something on my mind. I need a little bit of help. Because sometimes we need a little bit of help to try to navigate through all this stuff, right?
Right.
And so this is your opportunity to write in. You can send an email like Donna. She sent it to justcuz80s@gmail.com. Or you can DM us. Okay, on all social media platforms, because you know we there. Just cuz. Look it up. We there. Come find us. Let's talk about it. All right, so here we go. It's for entertainment. We hope that we say something that is going to be inspirational, something that's going to help you. And at the end of the day, like, we trust your decision. Right. We know that you're going to make the right decisions. That's okay? Right. All right, Donna, what you say? All right. I am the essence of an independent woman. Ooh, Donna. I have built my career and I take care of my bills, etc. before time. I go where I want to go. I have started dating someone who is kind, emotionally available, and treats me well, but he earns just above minimum wage. He tries not to let it bother him, but he makes insecure comments and displays insecurity sometimes. However, one of my exes, has been messaging me on LinkedIn and trying to get me to go out with him. He is very successful. He matches my status, but he is emotionally and sometimes physically unavailable. My needs are not met completely. WWYD ? She was like, I'm torn.
Oh, wow.
You go first.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah, she tried to get me, y'all. I got her.
I knew you were going to do that.
You go first.
Okay. So this is the first thing I'm going to say is that, Donna, you are a strong and independent woman. And if you're strong and independent, that means you're very smart. And one thing that we need to remember is that the X is the X for a reason.
Period.
The X is the X for a reason. Whether that reason was because of immaturity, whatever it was, in that season when you were with that person, the X became the X for that reason. That's the other thing that I kind of want to point out is that was there immaturity there that created the breakup in the beginning when it comes to this X. Now, putting the X to the side, because the X is not the issue here. The issue here that it seems like Donna's having is with her current I don't know if he's her spouse. What is he, her spouse? Is he her?
He better not be her spouse. And the ex coming back. It's the boy. She said she started dating him.
Okay, dating. Okay.
She's been dating him.
So the current boyfriend. So the issue here, it seems like you are bothered by his insecurities. Those are things that you and he need to discuss. You are a strong woman, and a strong woman is going to require a strong man, period. Like, a strong woman is only going to have respect for a man that they feel can be secure and create safety for them. You are a strong woman, and you being a strong woman, it means that you're going to pay attention to inadequacies. And if you're paying attention to inadequacies at some point in time, this may become an issue for you because it is inadequate. And if your mate is drawing attention to these things that they feel like they're inadequate in, it just puts more pressure on the relationship. Now, even though that puts more pressure on the relationship, that does not mean that being there in inadequacy, that there's not a potential. So I come back to you to ask, what is the potential of this gentleman in which you are currently dating? What is the potential and what is the mindset? Now, I know that you said that he is content with where he is, and I know that you being the woman that you are, you're not going to remain content if you're continuing to do well, pay your bills, do all these things, and this is already creating somewhat of an issue because of his insecurity. So when I go back to the point of what is his potential and what is his mindset, is he willing to do more in order to match you in the relationship goals and to match you in where you guys are potentially, when it comes to your love, when it comes to providing, when it comes to, all the things that's required in order for a relationship to work? Because one thing about it is that it requires more than, a lot of people is like, oh, all you need is love, blah, 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 blah. You better have agape love. Yeah, that's all you need. But let me tell you, in a relationship, it takes compromise, it takes work. So is there a place or a point where this man is willing to do a little extra and to do the work, and you encourage him? It's cool if you're okay with that and you're willing to stand behind him and encourage him if he does have the mindset in which he's like, yeah, I want to do more, I want to go back to school, and you support that. Okay, that's great, because we know that in the future that's going to create, that's going to be a benefit to us in the future. And now that brings him up. It brings him up in level, or makes you more equal and equally yoked. When I say equally yoked, when it comes to the financial standpoint, because it seems like that's the only issue that's happening right here. But one thing that can happen, and that does happen in marriages, and most marriages break up because of money. So that's a serious discussion that you really need to have. However, but still keep in mind, entertaining that ex, I don't think that's the way to go, because that ex is an ex for a reason. They probably haven't changed who they are, their personality, and who they actually and truly are. There was a reason that you got tired with that.
Okay. So, Donna, here's what I think. Because I think Katina hit some very key points. The first thing, we ain't even talking about the ex. He ain't even a factor. He ain't even an issue. He ain't no nothing. Okay? Because one thing about it is, and we say this all the time, but it's very true. When you are moving forward and you are happy in your new, the old will try to creep back in every time.
Tell it, Jay.
And the one thing that you said, that point that sticks out to me, is that it bothers him. You feel like it bothers him. But if you have not had a conversation to talk about these things, I would say start there. Have a conversation. If you are cool with it and you are fine, because there is nothing, it is not written anywhere that says that a man has to make more than you, or a woman has to make more than you, or y'all got to make the same amount, or whatever. There is nothing that says that anywhere. And people's marriages or people's relationships and their dynamics are totally different. They don't look the same in every situation. And so it may be a situation, you may have more education than him, or it may be so many different variables that are there that equates to you making more. Because at the end of the day, when we meet someone, we should not be looking at their wallet to determine if you can have a life with them.
Right.
That is not the only determining factor.
Right.
And so it sounds like to me, you've been maintaining yourself and keeping your bills and all this stuff paid and doing everything for yourself. So whatever he brings to the table is going to be added to. Because you didn't say he don't have a job.
True.
You just said that he's making a little bit above minimum wage, and the economy is trash right now.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
And so you are a blessed one to even be in the status that you're in. So that's amazing. You also said that he's emotionally available to you. That's something that's important to you, because in your past with your ex, you said he's emotionally and physically unavailable. So he's not a factor. You even said he doesn't provide what you need. You was like, my needs are not met completely. So if they're not met completely, why? That's not even a factor.
Agreed.
And so my thought process, Donna, is that you continue to date this man. If there are any other red flags or anything like that, you pay attention to that. Okay, because I really honestly don't believe that his status and the money that he makes, I don't think that's a red flag. I think that's something for you to consider if you want to get married and do all those things to make sure that you all will be financially stable and everything like that. But I don't think it's a determination to be like, he's a bum. I'm not talking to him. I don't think that's what that is. And at the end of the day, too, is you two are individuals, and he been maintaining himself all this time. You've been maintaining yourself. So you put your stuff together, you still gonna be able to do the same things you want to, and probably a little bit more. And the benefit is it'll be a new world open to him, to where financially he may not have been able to like travel and do those things that you do, but you didn't say that, so I don't know that he could. He could travel. We don't even know how you met.
Right.
We don't know.
That's true.
I don't think it's a problem here. I just think that you should become untorn because your ex is not a factor. Okay. He's not a factor
at all.
Leave him on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'll leave him on LinkedIn. That's good. Honestly, Jay, I think that what we both said, because there's a little difference here, but I honestly think that she should seek both sides of what we said, and it would work out well, because the things that I speak on are the things that will move you forward in your future when it comes to marriage.
Right.
But y'all aren't even at that point as of right now, because anything that I give you is going to be truth, and especially when it's concerning longevity in marriage. But what Jay is saying, I completely honestly agree with, because like you said, this opens up, he's maintaining and she's maintaining, and this shouldn't be a factor whether you determine whether you want to date somebody or not. Money should not be the issue. No. People change over time.
Yes, and girl, what happens if he lands this bomb job?
That's my point.
And you left him because,
or you lose your job.
Yes, anything can happen, and you leave him because he's just not there yet.
Right. That's craziness.
Oh,
and you got everything else.
Yeah,
that money can always be worked on, because that's just a job.
Yeah,
that's just
and
a job.
And the other thing about it too is like you're dating, and so maybe you may require, because you're entitled, if you feel this way, that you may want to see something greater before you commit to marriage.
Right.
You're entitled to feel that way if you want to.
That's right.
Like, nobody's saying that you don't feel that way, because you understand what your lifestyle is and what you like, and you want to maintain it.
Right.
And you also want to have cushion in case one of you do, not work at some point in time. Right. Because, baby, as the years go by, stuff changes.
Yep.
And you never know. It's things that you do not have control over that come up and that happen, and you got to pivot. That's where that agape love she was talking about has to be real.
Come on.
That unconditional love, that no matter what your state is, I'm with you. Right. That rich or poor is real. Because I've even been at a wedding where they was like, for rich and for rich. No, baby.
No.
It got to be for rich and for poor. It don't work that way. Because you never know what may happen.
That's
somebody could get hurt.
Yep. Sickness and health. Richness, rich or poor, it's all real. Because when you are with a person long enough, you're gonna experience all those things.
And we don't marry people for short term.
No.
We try to marry people for an eternity.
That's
for
right.
For
it's a covenant.
Yeah. We're not just trying to say, okay, I'm gonna give this 2 years.
Right.
Baby, what? We don't do that.
No, that's so crazy. That's funny. I used to make this joke with my husband, right? I used to make this joke with him. And I would tell him, well, we got married. And I told him, I was like, well, you got me for 18 years until the boys turn 18. And what is so funny is when the boys turn 18, he was like, you going to renew the contract? I was like, no.
Oh,
so we
lies. Because these boys old.
They old
over
now.
18.
They way over 18.
She tried it.
I renewed the contract over and over and over.
Yeah, she keep renewing that contract. She tried it.
Because I ain't going nowhere, and
he definitely ain't going nowhere.
But yeah, Jay, I completely agree with you. There doesn't seem like there's an issue here. It doesn't seem like, it's a conversation. Yeah, things change over time.
But we had those moments to where we'd be like, oh, should I go back? oh, I remember all these good things, and the good outweigh the bad. No, look, you can't even think about that because they are exes for a reason, like Tina said.
Say it.
And the one thing about it is, if you go back, the reason you left is going to be magnified.
Ain't it? It's going to be sitting
over
right there
and
waiting.
over and over again, waiting for you talking about, yeah, I knew you was going to come back, and I'm still the same person.
Ooh.
I'm still right there.
Ooh, I know you was going to come back.
I knew you was going to come back.
That's just as bad
That's
as
ego.
I told you so.
Yeah, that's ego.
Yeah, that is. Ooh, that's.
And we don't even know what his intentions are. Like,
and
no,
what if
baby.
he's short term? What
Yes.
if he is only looking at
seasonal?
you short? Yeah. What if he's only looking at you in that, like, through that lens, because he sees your growth.
Yeah.
And you are where you are. I don't know where you were when you guys were together and where he was, but what if he sees what you're doing right now?
And y'all look good on paper.
Yeah. It just looks good. It looks well. He's still the same person. He's still got the same character, unless this is a man of God and he's truly committed. And you've already said that he doesn't know how to, he doesn't
emotionally and physically be available. No, get yourself on.
He can't be.
Get him out of here. Girl, can't you block on LinkedIn? Girl, block him.
Right.
Tired of him.
Don't go for that.
Donna, no. Get
What
your
is that?
coffee and look at Good Morning America. Sick of him. Tired.
Get your coffee, girl.
Get your coffee.
And keep doing your affirmations.
Yes.
Because she sounds like she do affirmations.
She do affirmations too. Yeah, she might have Post-it notes.
Yeah, she do.
Well, period. And keep dating your little guy. Because he got growth and potential there.
Yeah, that's
and he take care of your other needs. He is definitely, even if he feels insecure or you think you feel insecure, baby, trust me, he looking for a job right now.
Right.
That is gonna make more money.
Right.
He ain't playing.
He wouldn't talk about it if it wasn't an issue. And men that are true men, they work out an issue. They don't like leaving things unsolved.
Yeah, and sometimes they don't talk about it.
Right.
Sometimes their actions, what you're picking up, like the insecure comments and the insecure actions, they show you in small ways, but trust me, if you seeing that, baby, he working on it. Did you ever see the episode with Martin and Gina? And Gina was making more than him, and he was toe up out the. He didn't know what to do.
That's good.
But she was looking at him like, and she still tried to stroke his ego.
Right.
She still tried to say, well, technically, you make more than me because you put more hours in.
Right.
That's love. Like, we do what we have to do to build someone up. So I feel like if you just keep encouraging him, like Tina said, if you keep giving him words of affirmation, telling him how amazing he is, telling him how you appreciate the fact that he shows up for you emotionally, that he is there, that he is physically present, and hopefully you guys pray and stuff and are, connected spiritually, and just start capitalizing on all of those positives. This small thing won't even be a factor at all.
Period.
Okay, Donna. Well, we took care of it. We WWYD that.
Oh, God.
Okay. So look, we want to continue the conversation. We want you guys to leave comments. We want you guys to have like your opinions and you talk about it, wherever you look. If it's iHeart, if it's iHeartRadio, Pandora, YouTube, whatever, have a conversation. Let's talk about it on our socials. But we gotta, pick up the engagement because we got the numbers.
Yeah, that's right.
We just need you guys to engage. Yeah. So engage with us, boo.
Talk to us.
All right. You ready, Tina?
I'm ready.
This main topic about to swoop through here, girl. All right. So the main topic today is, what do you do when your well runs dry? Lord, we can preach it if you let us.
Jay, what do you do when your well runs dry? When your well runs dry. I tell you one thing, if your well is running dry before it gets to the point to where it's depleted, you better have already activated prayer. You better have already activated faith, because you, in a season of dryness, you need faith.
Mm-hmm.
It requires faith in order for you to keep moving. It requires faith in order for you to keep believing. It
Mhm.
requires faith in order for you to keep, like, in order for you to maintain. It requires faith.
Mhm.
God didn't say that we would always be in a place where everything would be great, that everything would be, working according to blessing and overflow. He said that we will make it to that particular point. He didn't say that it was always going to be like that. Think about all the times that were troublesome and all the tribulations and
Mhm.
trials that the people of God went through before they actually seen the
Yeah.
blessing. There were many dry seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Many dry seasons, Jay.
But what he did promise is that he would be there.
Yes, he did.
And so that's the beauty in it. And piggybacking on what Tina said, you have to also be in a place to where you can be quiet when you're in your dry season.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the time to talk. That is not the time to complain.
Preach, Jay.
That is not the time to woe is me. That is not the time to be in that space of negativity. It is time for you to be quiet so you can hear God, you can see him, and you can govern yourself accordingly, and you can take the instructions that he is providing.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing about a dry season, he had to do it because he's trying to get your attention.
Come on.
He had to do it so that he can get you to your next place.
Mm-hmm.
He had to do it, like she mentioned, the children of Israel that was in the wilderness, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had to do it so that he can bring you out.
Come on.
Right?
Come on.
If you have everything that you need and you're not in the right place, and a shift has taken place, but God continues to provide you everything that you need in that place, you're comfortable, and you'll stay in that place when he's trying to get you to your blessed place.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll start pulling some things away. He'll start making it so that you don't have as much meat, or you may not have as much vegetables in this season. Maybe you got a little bit more fruits than what you had vegetables.
Come on.
Or maybe you might have a little bit less water.
Come on.
Okay?
Come on.
You got to pay attention to that. And when you see it, don't ignore it. Say, okay, Lord, you're trying to get my attention.
That's it.
So let me hear you.
That's it.
Let me hear you so that I can govern myself accordingly, so I can follow the instructions.
That's it.
So that I can be navigated. I can be GPS.
Come on.
To my destination. Like you sit in that place to where you like, okay, it's dry, but why?
Because it's a time for him to speak to you and for you to listen, for you to hear. You cannot learn, and you cannot hear if you're always talking. If you're always moving and you're always going, how are you hearing from God? I hear so many people talk about how, like, they actually brag about how busy they are and how they do this and they do that. But in you doing all of this and doing all of that, where does it leave time for you and room and space for you when it comes to the Lord and your relationship? Because a relationship with the Lord is daily.
It is.
And so if you're not taking that time, or you're not spending that time with the Lord daily, then there becomes a lack. And that's where your dryness comes from. Because if you're putting your time into all these other things, and these things that we do, in life, they don't really amount up to much anything. Let me tell you why it doesn't amount up to anything. Yes, it amounts up to the success that you derive from it and all that stuff. But guess what? You can't take that stuff with you. But what you do take with you is your soul. Yeah. And it's either that your soul be saved or your soul be damned. It's one or the other.
Yeah, and we also be in that place and we're like, God, like, there's something missing.
Yes.
I don't know what it is.
It's
I don't know
him.
why I feel this way. I don't like, I'm making this amount of money and this is great.
It's him.
I'm in this relationship and this relationship is great, or I'm married and the marriage is great and everything is supposed to be whatever, but I still feel like I'm missing something. It's a relationship.
It's satisfaction.
It's a relationship.
Only comes from the Lord. You hear about all these people, like all these CEOs and all these people in vice presidents and people in big companies and big positions, and they have all this money. And you hear about these people that have all this money and they end up committing suicide, or they end up falling into depression. They like everything in their life ends up going haywire or hayward because they lack the relationship. Sometimes a dry place, depending on how you put this thing and who you're connected with, a dry place can be a good place.
Mm-hmm. It can
A
be a
dry
blessed place.
can be a place of ministry.
Yeah.
Because when you go through things for a reason. And when you come out, it makes you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it is that you go through, it's for ministry for somebody else.
Yeah.
And when you come up against that same thing again, you're going to already know what to do with it. It's just like Moses when he was in the wilderness with the children of Israel. God supplied everything that they needed. They were in a dry place, but they were looking to go into a place of milk and honey.
Yeah.
That had plenty, that the grass was green, that the cattle could feed, and that they would lack nothing. That's where they were trying to get to. But before they could get there, they had to stay in the dry place so that they could be ministered to, trained and taught. They had to be trained and taught on how to know who God is,
Mm-hmm.
and how to receive him, and how to communicate with him, and how to follow his instructions, and how to be obedient, to obey. If you don't know how to obey, then you don't know how to receive the blessings that are to come. You will squander those blessings. God is he's not a God that is wasteful.
No. And the thing about it too is you have to maintain in your dry place.
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot give up in your dry place.
No.
Okay?
You should be stronger.
You should be, and you should look for those places and those areas for you to be strengthened.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you read your Bible more.
Mm-hmm.
You might go to, like, I don't know, groups where you might study group or support groups or whatever the case is.
Right.
You might have a friend that you like, oh girl, when we get together, we go in.
And it's like
yeah, and it's like you may gravitate to those spaces more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you need to do, because dry seasons are necessary. They are what we need to help us to get to where we're trying to go. And when you understand what it means for your well to run dry, and you get the understanding of that, then the formula of it and the outcome of it changes for you.
Come on.
It's almost like you start anticipating.
Come on.
Because it's like, I know I'm going to get everything that I need in this season. I know I'm going to get direction.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Lord is going to speak to me. He's going to give me support. He's going to lead me. He's going to guide me, because there's a shift. You'll start equating your dry season with a shift of God taking place. And that means that when the shift comes, what happens in the shift? Either you stay in the same place, or either you move with the shift. So look at it as a wave coming through.
Come on.
So if a wave is coming through and you are planted right there on the shore, and that wave is coming through and you see the wave coming through, and you know you can't outrun this wave. So what are you going to do? You're going to stand and brace yourself and allow God to shift you to where you need to go? Either you're going to try to hold on to something and stay in that same place.
That's good. That's good. You talking about the shift. Oh my gosh. And you talking about the new. You cannot receive the new when you still have the old left in hand.
No.
We finish something before we open up the new. If you buy a soda, if you have a soda that's in the refrigerator and you have a cup left, and then you buy another soda, you end up finishing that soda that you got left in the refrigerator because there's a little bit that's left. That's the old. But then after you finish that old and you put that new soda in the refrigerator and let that thing get cool and it's good. And I don't even know why I'm talking about soda.
Better. It's so much better.
Yeah. And I don't even know why I'm talking about soda, because I don't even drink soda.
I do.
But
because I do, because I love my Pepsi Zero. Don't play with me.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good plug there. So,
I love Pepsi Zero.
Pepsi, shout out.
Period.
But the thing is, you don't go. I know, but they need to.
Okay, all right.
But my thing is, before you open that new, you deplete everything that's from the old. And then when you open the new is fresh. The new is fresh. It's nothing like the old. The old has been sitting in a refrigerator and you've been drinking on it for however long.
A little flat.
And it's then got flat. So when you open up this new and you pour that new glass and the bubbles.
Period.
Because it's fresh. It's just like you can't put new wine in old skins.
Sure, okay.
This stuff doesn't work. You can't mix and match this stuff like this. Why? Because of the chemical compounds and how this stuff works. Why it will burst the skin.
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to the new. So the dry season is a good place to be in order for you to be in a waiting of your new. Just like Jay said, you're waiting for your shift. You're waiting for the new instruction. Okay, so a shutoff valve is put in place so that you don't have to turn everything off in the full system. If you have water running into a house, the water has to get into the house from the well system. The well system is connected into the ground. This is for the people that have wells that live in the country. It works differently for those that live in the city because they have city water, so they don't have a well. But for those of you that are country folk like myself, you understand how this works. Those of you that don't, I'm getting ready to give you a little small lesson. So the water that comes from out of the ground, it's pumped into the well. There has to be a pump. That well pulls and circulates that water and pushes that water through a system containing the pump and containing a tank. That pump and that tank creates this pressure. That pressure then forces the water into your home space through your plumbing and your piping. Okay, well, it's good that you have water, of course, to flow with good pressure into your house. It has to flow all throughout your house. So think about all of the plumbing that has to run throughout a house system in order for you to have water in different places. You have your kitchen sink, you have your bathrooms with your shower and your sink and your toilets. You have all these different places,
laundry
right?
room,
all these different places. So the water has to run, it has to run within a certain amount of pressure in order to reach all of those different places. But this is the thing that's important. You have this water that freely flows once you have the pump put in order and it's functioning and it has power running to it. So it is always functioning. So that pump is always functioning, which means that the pressure is always maintained for that water that's coming out of the ground that's ready to flow into the house. So the only thing that you can do in order to control that water, because it's always there and it's always stable, and that's what you have to have, because what you don't want to happen is that you turn on the flow of water at your faucet or your sink, or you get ready to flush and there's nothing that comes out, or there's air that comes out. This is a malfunction in the pressure. So because this pressure is always consistent, it means that water is always flowing. So this is where the shutoff valve is important. You need to have multiple shutoff valves because you got all these different locations. Now, in older houses, they might only have one or two shutoffs, but in modern houses and modern homes, you have multiple shutoffs. This is to keep you from having to shut down the entire system, and so that the pressure and the flow will still maintain properly for the water that's coming out of the well that has to be injected into the house. So you want to have a shutoff valve at your sinks. You might want to have a shutoff valve under, like when I say at your sinks, I mean in your bathroom. You need to have a shutoff valve at your toilet. You need to have a shutoff valve under your sink in the kitchen. You need to have all these different shutoff valves. But there's one important shutoff valve that you need to make sure that you have, and that's at the well. You need to make sure that you got a shutoff valve that's at the well. If you are able to shut off that pressure and that water flow at the well, then you can maintain the pressure that is there at the well in the event that there's a catastrophe and something happens and there's an issue or a problem. When issues and problems happen, that means that the well has to be repaired. In order for you to repair that well and not to, let's say, damage the flow of other things, if you shut off the water there at the well, you can go ahead and handle whatever the issue is that lies ahead of it. And you maintain the pressure that is in the ground and that is coming through the well. That's why a shutoff valve is important. Anywhere that you have a water supply, you should have a shutoff valve. Why? Because it makes everything easier to work with when it comes to repairing a system.
So what you saying is,
come on.
What you saying is, because you know I ain't real estate, okay? But what you saying is, sometimes your well needs to run dry.
Come on.
Because sometimes when God turns and shuts that valve off, it's because he needs to release the pressure that is happening in your life and in your spirit at that time so that he can minister to it, so that you can be full enough to move forward to the next season, to the next issue, problem, what might come to teach you another lesson. So it is necessary to have a dry season. It is necessary to have, yes, it's necessary for your body to be repaired. And we know that our spirit, God's spirit that's in us is living water.
Come on.
So if his spirit is living water and flowing through us, then we gotta have dry seasons. Because if we don't have dry seasons, then we'll overflow.
Come on. And how can there be repairs made if the water is steadily flowing and constant?
Yes. And there's changes. Every season calls for something different. So I can't go into this next season with the same water.
Come on, because
I can't.
One thing that we know that's for sure is after time, a house gets old and you have to replace parts. You have to do upgrade.
It's starting to wear and tear.
Wear and tear. And it requires upgrade. And in our lives, in our spirits, we require upgrades. You can't stay in the same place. You can't stay in the same place. You've got to be open for an upgrade.
Yes.
But in order for the upgrade to take place, there has to be, the shutoff valve has to be put into effect.
Yes. Because you got different seasons. You got different situations. You got different blessings that's coming. And my God, you got to prepare for them.
Come on.
Because you can't prepare for the blessing that you would prepare for here.
That's good.
And it's greater in your next season.
That's good.
You can't prepare the same way because it's greater.
That's good. And let me put it to you like this, for those that need it broken down a little bit, so that you can kind of visualize it. Okay, if you put in something that requires a different amount of pressure, say you're doing an upgrade to a bathroom and you're putting in a different shower head, and it requires a different amount of pressure, which you do not have, that means that adjustments have to take place back at the well.
Come on, adjustments.
Adjustments have to take place back at the well. So if once you do the shut off there so that you can do these upgrades, now you have to make sure that everything is balanced from the well, which pushes the pressure and pushes the water into the housing system so that all of the plumbing functions properly. Everything does not require the same amount of pressure. Some things require less pressure. It depends on what you're putting in. Not only that, but it depends on the flow of your plumbing system. It's a lot of things that you have to take into account. And life is the exact same way spiritually. When we go down this road and we have to go down that road, and now we got to go down this road and we got to go down that road. Well, at some point in time, the shutoff valve has got to be put in place so that God can prepare us for the next, and he can prepare us for that upgrade.
So God is our well, his spirit is our pressure, and our house is our temple.
Come on. Oh, that's good. And I just want to say, period.
Well, we said what needed to be said, and it's done and it's done. So, baby, enjoy when that well runs dry, because God is about to shift something in your life. Period. All right. So, back in the day, here we go. So, Tina, my back in the day, do you remember when Sesame Street used to come on?
Yeah. This is going to be good.
And I used to love to watch Sesame Street. I used to love to watch Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was just talking about that the other night with my husband.
Which is why we kind of feel some type of way about this PBS broadcasting.
Angry about it.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what we can do and what that's going to look like. Because our kids need Sesame Street. What y'all doing?
Right, exactly.
Get them their money back.
Please.
But yeah, so Sesame Street, I used to come home from school, be rushing to get in there. Because I knew that Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego was coming on.
You know it.
Sesame Street, they used to play Sesame Street twice.
They did. They sure did.
Yes, I will never forget that. And then do you also remember when we used to be home from school, if we had like a break or something, and they would do like Oh my God, I didn't forgot what they called it, but it would say break, like school break or something.
On the calendars.
Yeah, but it would say something across the screen when it was like a special programming because they knew all the kids was out of school.
Oh,
and so
okay,
it was something school break or something breaks to let you know.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember. I remember. I don't remember what it was called, but
I
do
don't
remember
remember
that.
what it's called either.
I do remember that. Okay, Jay. Okay. Do you remember back in the day when we went to school and you had school lunch? We had those square pizzas.
Girl, yes.
Everybody loved it.
Girl, when they moved to them long triangle ones, I was excited.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was excited. But
Really?
but them square pizzas, I used to get the little sausage one. I don't need pork now, but I used to get the little sausage one. Oh my God.
That. Back in the day, those little square pieces. And then like you'd have to get your milk. So you would choose your milk, whether it was
chocolate or vanilla.
Yeah, and these kids now they get to bring their water and just other things, juices and all this stuff. Now we didn't get all of that stuff. Like we had the basic meal, and that was it. And if you had money, those cookies were the best. I used to buy extra ones just so I could take them home, just so that I could take them home. Oh my gosh! And do you remember the since we're talking about the food in the cafeteria, do you remember the spaghetti? I used to love the spaghetti.
Ew. I would always choose the different, whatever was the other option.
I love the spaghetti. I used to dog that spaghetti.
And it's probably because my mom and grandma used to make like really hard spaghetti with a whole bunch of meat in it and everything.
Oh, you can't compare that.
I just feel like, oh, I don't want that. Yeah. Oh my God, like the little lunch trays, walking it. Oh my God.
Compartments and all that stuff. I remember all of that stuff.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
That is like crazy.
These kids will never know that.
They won't know.
They have like Pizza Hut and Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell. They got all these different things that they're offered when it comes to their lunch nowadays. And at my baby cousin's school, they can actually order and have their food Ubered there.
I believe it.
I believe it. We did not get.
We didn't get none of that. And you remember the salads that we used to get? They used to be in a little clear square container.
Yeah, I remember.
And they had like all the little chef things on it. I've always loved salad.
I love the salad.
But the dressing,
chef salad was bomb.
Yeah, but the dressing would just be so nasty.
You didn't like the dressing?
The ranch dressing, no.
I love the ranch dressing.
The ranch dressing that was at our school, it tastes like.
Oh my God!
It tastes like it was missing something.
Really? I love the ranch
but I didn't care because I was like, I want a salad, so I'm gonna do it anyway. Back in the day. All right, y'all. Well, we just took a trip back in the day and we done came back. Okay,
yeah, we back.
And prices are still high as crap. And the economy looks scary.
Right.
But we still trust God and believe Him.
Yeah,
everything is gonna be worked out the way it's supposed to. All right, y'all. We love y'all.
We do.
And we will talk to y'all next week.
Absolutely. And we're gonna live,
laugh,
and have a wonderful week, guys.
Be out.